Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach the fourth unit supplementary. The title of the supplementary is Crossing the River, written by Manoj Das. Manoj Das is an award-winning Indian author who writes in Odia and English. In the year 2000, Mohandas was awarded with Saraswati Saman. In 2001, he was awarded Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award in India, for his contribution in the field of literature and education. Crossing the river is an interesting story. Once there lived a Pandit. The celebrated Pandit had many disciples and admirers. One of his admirers was a landlord of that area. He lived on the other side of the river. The landlord arranged a poor milkmaid named Moti to supply a tumbler full of milk to the Pandit every day in the morning. The milkmaid did her duty faithfully day after day. She crossed the river by the ferry boat. Ferry boat is a boat for conveying passengers and goods, especially over a relatively short distance and as a regular service. Using the ferry boat, Moti crossed the river and returned home in the same way after delivering the milk at the Pandit's household. Often the Pandit himself received the milk. Moti fell flat on the ground as a mark of respect on seeing the Pandit. She did not fail in her duty. She thought that it was a great advantage to serve a great Pandit. The Pandit was a fluent speaker. Whenever he gave a spoken communication, hundreds of people gathered to listen him. The milkmaid too made it a point to stand behind the audience. She did not understand much, but she was sure that the Pandit was speaking about God and truth and similar tough and complex matters. Moti thought that Pandit possessed much knowledge to hold many people. Not many, but so many people with complete attention for hours. And he could command such knowledge because he was very near to God and truth. She felt very happy that she made a humble contribution towards the Pandit's physical well-being by regularly supplying him with pure milk. Moti's firm decision was that even if the landlord failed to pay her for the milk and her work, she would not fail in her duty. One day, the Pandit asked Moti to deliver the milk at least an hour before the sunrise, as he was under a formal and dignified promise for performing a certain religious ceremony. To perform that religious ceremony, he needed the milk early in the morning, before the sunrise. The milkmaid agreed with eager enjoyment. But the next day, she reached the Pandit's house to deliver the milk long after the sunrise. When the Pandit questioned her, she said that she was present on the bank of the river long before sunrise. But the boatman did not turn up that early, even though she had informed him of the need for her to cross the river. Since the river was in flood, the boatman said that it would not be possible for him to ply the boat in darkness. So she came late on the first day of the ritual. On hearing this, the Pandit commented jocularly that one could cross even the ocean of life by uttering the name of Lord Vishnu. Moti believed Pandit's words and she told him that she did not know about it. Immediately she thanked him for passing on the secret to her. The Pandit laughed at her innocence. The Pandit just commented it jocularly. But Moti believed Pandit's words. And also she thanked him for passing on the secret to her. But the Pandit, he knows that it was not the secret. So he laughed at her innocence because she accepted it as the secret to cross the river. From the next day, the milkmaid came on time. Days passed and the period of Pandit's religious ceremony came to an end. The Pandit told the milkmaid that she served him very well and he appreciated the pain she took in getting up in the early hours and milking the cow and delivering the milk to him before the sunrise. He blessed her. Moti bowed to him and asked him whether from tomorrow she could deliver milk after the sunrise. The Pandit replied yes. Then he asked her to tell the boatman that he was pleased with him for his work. Moti told him that she crossed the river without the boatman's help. The Pandit asked how was it possible. Moti remembered the Pandit about the secret he passed on to her on the first day. She said that she just uttered the name of Lord Vishnu and walked across the river because the water remains ankle deep for her. On hearing this, the Pandit was shocked. He asked Moti, even in the hottest summer, there was enough water in the river for boats to ply. And how was it possible for her to cross the river in flood? Moti answered that she applied the secret. She was surprised that the Pandit had totally forgotten his own secret formula. Moti said that from tomorrow she would use the boat and she liked to apply the secret for the last time today while returning home. The Pandit was surprised to hear this. Moti stepped out onto the road. It was a foggy dawn. The Pandit thought that she was kidding him and he followed her to know the truth. Moti reached the river bank and put her empty pot down. She folded her hands and paid respect to the river. She prayed to Lord Vishnu. Then she picked up the pot and stepped into the water. She walked on the river with ease. The Pandit saw this and almost he was fainted. Yes, while demonstrating the miracle of faith, the story also draws a contrast between scholarship and innocence. Scholarship remembers the Pandit and innocence remembers the milkmaid. It shows the difference between a knowledge of mere theory and the knowledge that works through one's faith in God. As Moti had faith in God, the God helped her to cross the river. Dear students, the supplementary is ended with this passage, and few passages are repeated again. So don't bother about it. And while reading, just read till this passage. Okay, let us see the book exercise. The first one is match the following. You are asked to match the column A with column B. First one, ritual. Second one, Pandit. Third, Moti. Fourth, ferry. 5, audience. 6, secret. Yes, here the options are given. Spellbound, to cross the river easily, eloquent discourse, faithful, wow, passenger boat. Yes, ritual. It is wow. It is a religious ceremony. Pandit, eloquent discourse. Moti, faithful. Ferry, passenger boat. Audience, spellbound. Secret, to cross the river easily. Yes. Ritual, vow. Pandit, eloquent discourse. Moti, faithful. Ferry, passenger boat. Audience, spellbound. Secret, to cross the river easily. Next exercise is fill in the blanks. First one, Pandit have many dash and dash. We know that Pandit have many disciples and admirers. Second one, Moti is a poor dash. Moti is a poor milkmaid. Third one, the milkmaid discharged her duties dash. The milkmaid discharged her duties faithfully. Fourth one, Moti feels it as a dash to serve the great Pandit. Moti feels it as a great privilege to serve the great Pandit. Fifth one, the Pandit was an dash speaker. The Pandit was an eloquent speaker, that is fluent and expressive speaker. Sixth one, Moti assured to give the milk at the dawn dash. Moti assured to give the milk at the dawn enthusiastically. Yes, the first one, Pandit have many disciples and admirers. Second one, Moti is a poor milkmaid. Third one, the milkmaid discharged her duties faithfully. Fourth one, Moti feels it as a great privilege to serve the great Pandit. Fifth one, the Pandit was an eloquent speaker. Sixth one, Moti assured to give the milk at the dawn enthusiastically. The next exercise is identify the speaker or who said these words. The first one, but I applied the secret. Who applied the secret? Moti. Yes, the answer is Moti or the milkmaid. Second one, tell the boatman how pleased I am with him. Yes, the speaker is the Pandit. So the first one, but I apply the secret, was said by Moti the milkmaid. Second one, tell the boatman how pleased I am with him, was said by the Pandit. So the answer is the Pandit. Dear students, I hope you understood the story. Have faith in God. Thank you, students. Let us continue in our next class.